Africans were here long before we were enslaved and brought here. But the presence of enslaved Africans in America served as the foundation for America. Through the exhibit in the new National Museum of African American History and Culture, in the lower portion of that museum, on the ground floor of that museum, there's an exhibit that talks about the paradox of liberty, talks about the contradictions in the U.S. Constitution, which states that all men are created equal, but people of African ancestry weren't considered men, weren't considered human beings. And so they could enslave us, they could steal us, they could abuse us and not violate any of the commandments of the God that they believed in. And the important issue is that in that exhibit, they talk about the domestic slave trade, that after the importation of Africans ended January the 1st, 1808, America began engaging in the domestic slave trade, which was predicated upon Europeans breeding Africans like cattle in order to meet the demand for the expansion of the American empire after the Louisiana Purchase. And so it's clear, for those who understand, it's clear beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was the enslavement of African people that made the United States of America the economic and political powerhouse that it is today. Without our enslavement, the United States would probably be on par with Germany or Britain or even Italy, struggling now to meet the demands of its European population to try to fit things in economically and socially. But because of the billions and billions of dollars that have been made and passed down from generation after generation after generation from European investment in the enslavement of African people, this country is an economic powerhouse without a soul. And it is the absence of that soul that is leading right now in real time to what Malcolm referred to as the chickens coming home to roost. America has to pay for all the evil that is done in this country, beginning with the destruction of the indigenous people, the so-called red man, the so-called Indian. America has to pay for all the loss of life of African people, free and enslaved, who were disenfranchised in this country. So Ma'at is real, karma is real, and this nation is going to have to pay for the sins that it has carried out against humanity, particularly the red and brown man here in this country.